How's that for like a French girl? Oh, wait, hang on. There you go, more skin. So yes, folks, you hit that right. After 25 long years of trying to stay sober with my whole body and not getting into any shenanigans involving tearing ligaments or dislocating shoulders or even breaking your goddamn neck so you die, you know, I wanted to start small, like, you know, break my finger or my heart. That's already been taken care of. It had to be the one that caused the most amount of discomfort, didn't it? Actually, no, that would be the femur or the spine. Or your brain, possibly. Depends which part of your brain you break. Yeah, so just over a week ago, I was walking to town and I saw one of my friends that I hadn't seen in, I wouldn't say a fairly long time, but you know, hadn't seen for a few weeks. And there was a bit of a rift between us. By that I mean a barricade between us trying to hug. So we said, oh, come around over here, Kieran, so you can hug me from there. So me with these very flat soles, one foot went forwards and the other foot bent back. It caught my arse and the rest of my body weight and got crushed. So as the foot bent back, the click I felt in my leg wasn't very comfortable and I said, ow. Now I did try to stand up because I didn't feel like it was, I felt like it was just some sort of rigorous twist or something like that, like a sprain. As I tried to stand on it later, more the swelling went up and I couldn't stand on it and pain was shooting up my leg. I had to say, look, gotta cut my losses, can't go for a night out sadly, and therefore I have to go to hospital. So almost everybody that night thought I was massively drunk, except the people that were helping me get to the car. Even the taxi driver was like, oh, is he drunk? And I was like, no, I'm just worse than that, I suppose. Although if I was drunk, that would probably be a more disastrous thing to happen for me to break my leg, because I would probably try to stand on it and it would probably be mangled and it would be like jelly, and you just love all these imaginations popping into your head, don't you? Yeah. It looked like a cheese string. There we go. You know, getting to hospital, the taxi driver was reluctant at first to help me get out of the car, whatever. He put me in a wheelchair outside. The people who would rather smoke than, you know, help me inside, so I had to kind of crawl my way to like an ambulance to say to someone, can someone like push me inside please? Like, I'm not waiting out here facing the entrance for a taxi. I don't have eyes at the back of my head. So yeah, just after I checked in, there was a woman who was waiting. I think her ear was throbbing. I mean, that's what she told people like 9 times. Saying, oh, is there a vaccination for the human race? I was like, well, I don't know, I'm pretty sure you're a repellent for most people. So I was in A&E for about 2 hours. I suppose my phone ran out of battery very near the end. Basically, I think the hardest part was when they put me onto the hospital bed and they tried to get my shoes off. Jesus Christ, because I had high top shoes on. I'll go get it because I feel lazy. I'm so gutted because like I don't feel inclined to wear them anymore, but they look nice and I had them in a Christmas sale. Now you're worthless to me. Oh, and there's the culprits. See that? I stepped on a fruit gum and I must have been under my shoe the whole time. Breaking news by the Wall Street Journal. YouTuber breaks leg by stepping on fruit gum. So yeah, I got an x-ray. That was a bit uncomfortable because I had to move my leg in different places. I was like, oh.
I want to die.
And then yeah, they told me I got a straight cut. So it's not like an outward cut where the bone kind of like sticks outwards or inwards if it's an inward cut. It's mainly just like, it's actually just broken. So it's not the worst kind of break. It's actually one of the simpler ones to mend because only recently on Monday they told me that I don't need surgery. I mean, if I could honestly describe the pain, the doctor pretty much said in a nutshell that I have a high pain tolerance. So no wonder I didn't know it was broken. I mean, they said, oh, it must be a ligament tear.
Are you sure about that?
The people who worked at Live Lounge, and you know, that made me think that as well, until the x-ray proved itself again by not lying. So yeah, it's just kind of like in the first week when I was casted up with the original cast, and it was just something quick to stop my leg from moving anywhere. and I gotta say that was probably the hardest week to move around, because now like I've got a rubber sole on, I can walk around and things, and you know, just barely, like I can't run or anything, but I wouldn't be able to drive just yet until the doctor says I can, because I'm not going to go against the doctor's wishes. I don't think anyone's ever done that in the history of forever. Yeah, last week I remember I was trying to get through the hallway and I fell, almost damaged it again, but I was just like, I think it was just the shock of the fall kind of just aggravated it a little bit. So yeah, I have to be careful with that. I think the worst part as well, besides from getting the shoe off, because they were the ones who had to pull the shoe off, I just had to hold my leg in place, and I just pretty much had this face of, you know, just plowing through it, just biting my tongue. It's so difficult because I don't know what the worst pain I've felt actually is, because that doesn't really trump a lot of pain I felt. Like I said, it's my first official break. By that I don't intend to create any more breakages.
I just can't help myself, can I?
The previous cast was causing a bit of discomfort to my little toe, like there was just pain shooting out the right side of my foot. Either that, or it was just because it was the initial stages of the break, it was more painful. So at first I was taking paracetamol to cure the pain, and then ibuprofen, however you pronounce it, was what I was taking after that, anti-inflammatories to just reduce it. So I'm pretty much going in every week to get a new cast. Well, at least I know I'm getting a new cast this following Monday, because there's still a bit of swelling on the top of my foot, so this cast is accustomed to that, and then they'll remove this one and put on a new one. Now, it's a purple cast, so therefore not many people can draw cocks on it unless they use Tipp-Ex. Don't get any ideas. And I was saying like, oh, I hope I get the boots so I can walk around, but I mean, rubber sole isn't as stylish, but I suppose it's a lot easier to manage. Sleeping in bed is a bit of a weird one. Like in the early stages I was worried that, you know, I was going to do something in my sleep that would trigger some sort of nasty effect, and you know, trying to keep it elevated like they've been saying, you know, remember to keep it elevated when necessary to improve the blood flow. Don't smoke. A lot has changed since I last made my video, didn't it? They said it's important to make a conflict with Veganuary, because I need to be on a strict, well, not necessarily strict, but a high calcium diet. So I've got cheese, I've got milk. Normally I drink almond milk anyway, and that's on the back of the carton it says that's got calcium in it, so fair dues. But you know, I feel like it's healing up quite nicely. I mean, I don't feel much pain from it at the moment. Even I can you know, stand and I can walk, and it's only if I like use the sort of wrong part is when it starts having that little bit of sharp-ish pain to it. But it's not necessarily a pain of like, I don't want to do that again. It's more of like, ow, maybe that's not the right way to do it. You know, like that, if it hurts, stop doing it. You know, kind of like anal. I guess the main thing for me is just lonesome. Like I've been taking antidepressants, but none of them just seem to be working as well. Although I was miserable the other day, and now I'm just bright as a daisy. You know, what do you do when you know, you can't go out anywhere, you know, you gotta depend on friends to visit you, and if they're busy then they can't visit you, and you know, that's completely understandable, but I don't like it because I'm lonely, and nobody should make me feel lonely because I'm very important. But before it had to be people helping me up and down the stairs by either pushing me up or down them. I guess I'd survive well in the zombie apocalypse because there's a part of my body they can't even get to. Logic! And another bad thing is if I do want to travel around places, it's going to cost me an arm and a leg. Although the taxi driver would say it's half price. Yeah, that's really all I have to say. I mean, I did put a casual AMA up, Ask Me Anything, up on Reddit. I thought, you know, they would have people, you know, asking questions and stuff, but boy was I wrong, because the only question I pretty much got was, how? Okay, nice to see some subs are incredibly active. Any other questions you have about my disfigured leg? Be sure to ask me in the comments. So, oh yeah, it was a fibula bone, by the way. Until next time, thank you for watching, and, sorry, lights out.